The late adopter. Hi guys, how you doing? Check this out. Check this out. Pumping above the target, Our target was 1.03, 0.94. We had a nice retest yesterday. We pumped above the target 1.03, and right now even going further higher up. But the first two targets got hit. They got played really nicely. You can see here, tried to break it, then over here we broke it, and then continue pumping towards the upside. So everything is right now playing as it should be playing. These targets are actually broken. We can remove the targets, we can remove the lines, and we can draw some new lines, new targets. Where are we going next? So if you've been watching Bitcoin daily video that I do every single day on 9:30 Central European Time live, you will be seeing that Bitcoin is right now going to some kind of a rising wedge, and it's getting to the top of that rising wedge. So we are thinking that, you know, if it breaks out of the rising wedge on the upside, Bitcoin will be very, very bullish. Unfortunately, if it breaks the downside, it might pull everything else with it to the downside. We are also getting a little bit extended on the moving averages, from not just on XRP but on everything right now. So some kind of you know, sideways move or something like that would be healthy for the market, just to give these moving averages a little bit time to pick up, come back to the price, and then continue further up. But we'll see what's gonna happen. Right now we're gonna try to establish some new lines of resistance and resistance. We're not gonna look at for support, but we're gonna look at resistance. This week we have broken all of the resistances. You can see down here, this one was the first one, the second one, the third resistance. There are two more resistances up here, 1, 2, but you can see here that these three resistances on the downside this week, with this candle up here, we broke that. Even the 20 moving average was broken. Like, this week has been ultimately super bullish for XRP because it's broken a lot of resistance on the way up, and right now on the weekly time frame we are above all the moving averages. So we are hoping that this can actually hold until next week. And I've also been explaining to other people that next week is going to be really important for the markets, because crypto markets, because just having 1 week above certain levels does not mean anything, you know. But if you can hold it above those levels, that's when, you know, the bullishness will kick in. Now these levels have been broken. We are above those levels, so, you know, we can remove them. Those are still, this can still retrace below this level, of course. You know, you can always retrace. There are still 2 days left. But if we think that this is gonna do what I think it's gonna do, I'm thinking these two levels, 1.4, 1.56, are the next levels should be watched for, because the week is still not done yet, and I think everybody wants to finish the week in the green. So I'm thinking that everybody also wants to me just put it like this. I think also everybody wants to, you know, push the price as high as possible this week before, you know, if there is what will come any kind of correction, then, you know, wait for next week. So we're gonna see how this actually plays out. But it is going some kind of parabolic move up here. Whether it's gonna come to 1.41, 1.56 is a little hard to tell, but there is definitely some kind of a resistance up here that will be acting as a resistance once we get to those levels. It's not that much. It's not that much. It's only something like, okay, it's 20%, but 20% in 2 days. Today it's already up 7%. On the daily time frame, we got this level down here, and do we have anything else? I won't say this one. Yeah, maybe this one here. These two daily levels. So before we get up there, we might be seeing these daily levels being hit first. So you can see here right now we're getting into this last part of the move. We have done a pretty good job getting rid of all of the resistances that have been you know, been created down here. You can see with these moves towards the upside, zigzag moves to our upside, we broke literally any resistance that has been there, right? Any resistance. But right now comes the next part, and that's this part over here. When price starts doing something like this, it creates resistances on the upside, or supports if you're above the price. So right now, when we want to get through this part over here, once we want to get through this part here, we're gonna get through a lot of resistance. These yellow resistance down here, those are weaker resistances than these red ones, the weekly resistance. So the weekly resistance are really important. Daily important, not as important but as weekly, but they're still gonna act as a resistance. So we might start seeing already here at what's that, at 118, 126, some kind of a pullback, some kind of a rejections, and we're gonna see if we have enough power to break through that to get to these 141 and 156. But overall, I think eventually I mean, we can still pump all the way up here, but we are extended from the moving average. Unfortunately, we are extended from moving averages. So I'm not quite sure it's going to be 126 or 140, where we stop and start going maybe sideways, may have some kind of pullback, because these pullbacks are normal, you know, and I needed to give the moving averages time to get back to the price, because you cannot just go there and leave the moving averages down there. That's just not going to happen. It's just not realistic. So what we are looking for, actually, we are in tech analysis, we are always looking at these extensions to see when the pullback is going to come. We are looking for, to sit on the moving averages to buy, and so forth, so forth. Right now we are looking actually for a pullback, but whether the pullback is going to come here, 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 or here, it's kind of hard to tell. So let's see if we can actually figure out something out of this up here. There is no divergence here on the daily, on the weekly. Sorry, on the 4 hourly there is divergence. On 4 hourly there is divergence, and there is a big divergence. That's why I'm saying this can already start stopping here at 118. You can see here on the 4 hourly that we are already hitting that resistance. And right now we are creating this big divergence up here, right? The big divergence. So we might already here start getting some kind of pullback. So we're gonna see how this actually plays out. So if this can already right now be sitting on some kind of resistance, that is gonna have the pullback up here to the moving averages, and maybe gonna get a second RSI divergence. But right now I think this 10 and 20 moving average might actually act as a decent support for a move up before we actually get a big divergence and big pullback. Pullbacks are nothing to be afraid of. They are good for the price. They are good for price because it allows the price to actually price to go higher. So over here also there is the RSI and the price on the weekly time frame is actually playing out as it should be playing out. There is no divergence, so it looks nice. If you look at Cardano, for example, there might become some kind of divergence. But over here there is no divergence, so it looks good on the weekly time frame. Also on the weekly time frame we assume to be getting the bullish cross. Maybe next week we're gonna get bullish MACD cross on the weekly time frame, which will be super bullish for XRP. Overall, right now we are hitting some kind of a resistance up here. This is daily resistance. Whether this can break daily resistance, go all the way up to these red lines, to the weekly resistance, kind of shabby. Maybe it's gonna fall back down here, but this is already broken. So yeah, right now hitting some kind of resistance, but it does look good. But some kind of pullback is needed. Where it's gonna come here, I really don't know. There is no such thing as technical certainty. If I knew, everybody would be rich, you know. But you know, we take guesses, you know, wild guesses. Some guesses have bigger probability than other ones. Here it's like it's decent probability, you know. Here it's less probability, you know. But you know, we're gonna see when we get the pullback. But pullback is needed. It can still pump really hard up here, but at one of these levels the pullback will eventually have to come. Hard to say when, unfortunately. Down 3 point. What's happening? It was 7%. It's like 2 seconds ago. Let's see the 5-minute chart. Maybe the pullback already started. Let's see 1-minute chart. While I was making video, we are up here, and right now we are down here. How much is that drop? 6.6% drop during the video. Nice. So did the pullback already started? Yeah, we're gonna see that. It might have. I don't know, but pullback is needed. If you've been watching the Bitcoin daily video that I do every single day, you know that the pullbacks are nothing to be afraid of. You know, get back to moving average before you go higher. It's only if you go back to the moving averages and break the moving averages on the downside, you know, break the support, that you know, the bearishness kick in. But you know, just the pullbacks. Bullish. Anyways, guys, come tomorrow, because you know tomorrow is gonna be Sunday. You know, maybe it's gonna be red Sunday, maybe it's not. Maybe it's gonna be good, maybe it's not. You know, we're gonna know what's gonna happen. So come back tomorrow and see what's happening. Anyways, guys, thanks for supporting me on Patreon. Thanks for supporting me on Telegram. Thanks for supporting me all over the place with the super chats and stuff like that on live. I appreciate that. Subscribe if you want to see more XRP video. Like the button on the way out and stuff like that. See you around, guys. Bye bye.